This shot is missing something. That steaming cup of joe. That first sip feeling. You know, when I first read that, it just kind of dawned on me that they're romanticizing a drug addiction, straight up withdrawal. Yeah, can you imagine if there was a big billboard and it was just like that first injection feeling, you know, and it shows a picture of a syringe. Yeah, I don't think you want to romanticize that first sip feeling, but I guess caffeine's a cool drug. It's a cool boy drug. I digress. I am outside on this wonderful day because last week it was like a bajillion degrees and now it is nice overcast weather. It's like in the 70s. Which in California during this time means like feels like it's 50 something. And I wanted to get this intro talk outside, but it looks like there's the gardeners or the landscapers or the, what do you call them? The landscapers are fixing up the park next door, so I'm probably gonna have to move inside. Actually, I'm gonna move inside. Yeah, they've been hammering that chainsaw for a while. I hope I didn't mess up that rack focus, which I probably did because I have no way of monitoring and this is a manual lens. Okay, this week on the agenda, I was tasked by the boss man himself. First of all, I just want to, you know, go off on my little tangents and stuff. I really like this 24mm focal lens now. I used to never really like it because I felt it was like too wide for me. Just wasn't used to having such a wide field of vision for my compositions. Just generally painters, drawers and stuff, when they choose out a composition to draw in real life, they tend to crop in. So our composition are much more akin to like a 50 to a 105. As an artist who hates perspective, the wider the focal length, the wider the field of vision, the more dramatic perspective shifts are going to be, and it just means more calculations and just more headaches for you if you calculate out. 24mm, it's really growing on me. I've only really used it for establishing shots and for movement shots on the gimbal, not with subjects and people and stuff. But I use that one lens just for my little nephew's Kyrie's video. By the way, adorable little baby. Like, very forward to seeing you grow up, little nephew. Yeah, that lens, I used solely that lens the entire trip, and I actually really liked it. It was a really cool focal length, and within a tight space, you can come up with a lot of cool compositions and stuff. And that kind of goes into what this week's agenda is. So I've been tasked by the boss man, Jeffrey Wu, to label and photograph all our equipment that we're planning on renting out. We've kind of combined all our resources as filmmakers, you know, our lights, our cameras, our peripherals, everything, kind of into the one group. And Jeff has a really, he's like a verified member or something on ShareGrid. Like, I don't know if they're based in the United States, but I know for a fact there's a pretty big community in LA, which makes sense because LA is a pretty big filmmaking community. So that's the goal for today. I've never really done any kind of product photography, but I do have that new Godox light with a really, really fat softbox light, and got some C-stands. So I'm just gonna try things out. I'm probably gonna shoot on this table because I think this wood finish is a pretty cool finish. I hope my mom doesn't kill me, but I'm gonna use those blankets that she was letting up to dry as a backdrop. I'm gonna hang it off the C-stand, and we'll go from there. I actually have no idea how this is gonna go. It's my first time doing this kind of product photography thing, and I'm gonna be filming it, or I'm gonna be documenting it with my vlog as well. So that's gonna make things even more confusing because I'm gonna have to have 2 tracks in mind. You know, like get the job shot and then get the vlog shot, and that's something that's gonna have balance. Which, by the way, I hope you guys don't mind. I sure don't mind. I'm actually very happy with it by the fact that like my vlogs have no structure whatsoever. This week I'm talking to the camera, but next week, who knows, man? You might get another vlog, or you might get another, montage sequence, or you might just get another hastily put together S1H gear video or something. But I do have a video combining my two ideas I really wanted to do, which was compare these Nikon lenses with the modern L mount lens I have for the S1H, on top of talking about my philosophies as a fine artist and why I believe sharpness, just the super clear sharp lenses aren't required nowadays. Like the lenses that we have now are sharp enough, and I want to go into that kind of mindset in a video essay / lens comparison video where I'll pull examples from classical fine artists, people I studied and people I painted from, and while also explaining the philosophy of why you don't need extremely sharp lenses and sharp drawings and all that stuff. And apparently that's the same kind of philosophy that Ari, or Ari, I don't know how people say it, Ari, that's how they design their lenses. They're not trying to make the most imperceptibly sharp, lens where you can count the individual pores and blackheads on somebody's nose, but rather just get a clear enough image for you to see just as you would with the human eye. Because with a human eyeball, I'm not focusing on your blackheads, dude. I mean, I might because I'm an asshole, but no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I digress again. This talking head was only supposed to be a couple minutes, and yeah. But also, if you have not checked it out, please check out that short video I made of my friend Jacob the Fighter. So I'm pretty proud of that one, and I don't really like promoting my own videos with my own video or that kind of stuff because that sounds too, content creatory, and I just kind of want to avoid that whole path. But please do check it out. I'm very proud of that one. It's actually one of the first things I shot nearly 2 years ago on my very first camera, the Canon Rebel T6i. Hands down, so far, is my favorite thing I've shot. But before I go off on another tangent, this is my little shot list board. Momo's right here. She's been chilling. And hopefully I won't disturb you too much, Momo, when I do this. Okay, so I got the lighting set up as best as I could. It's a little jank, it's actually very jank, but I think it's good enough, like, that's my style. I got the Godox VL150 with a light dome kind of thing on top of it as the main light, although the main real light is the actual sunlight coming in through the window. Got that backdrop, have my two LED bricks lighting up the backdrop just to separate a bit more from these foreground objects. And then got a reflector there just to make me seem a little bit more legit. Who knows if it actually does anything, but my biggest issue right now is actually learning how to take pictures with the S1H. As you can see, I got it all rigged out, with the shape cage, top handle, the microphone. So it looks pretty legit, especially on a nice little tripod like this with the fluid head. But I have not taken a single photo, a single still with this camera. And I'm still learning how to do that because, like, for whatever reason, as I'm adjusting the exposure, the preview isn't changing at all. Like, the exposure is staying exactly the same, even though I'm changing the ISO and stuff. So, who knows why that's doing? I just gotta figure it out. First things on the chopping list is my gimbal, the Weeble Lab, with the follow focus system and stuff. And then, I'm gonna take up pictures of Jeff's zoom and stuff, and my C stands maybe. And I don't know, we'll see. Looking at this setting up now, I think I might have to move the light dome a bit more, actually. I'm gonna do that right now. Some more frontal lighting, as the backlighting has been dealt with the LED bricks. But that's it for now. Honestly, I kind of just want to shoot it on this. Hang on. I want to shoot it on this because I'm used to this camera. So, like, I can work this camera with my eyes closed. But, too lazy to take it off the Manfred Pixie and putting on the quick release plate for this camera. So, how close is this, by the way? Am I even in focus? I don't know. Alexa, stop the music, please. Thank you, girl. All right, so finished up the first batch of photography or photographs, and I'm pretty happy with what I got. I wasn't really knowing what I was doing, but I figured out what that was. By the way, that weird feature where it was showing the preview. So it was called active preview or whatever, constant preview. And as soon as you turn that on, then you can see what you're actually exposing based off your settings and not what is properly exposed. Too late, and also realized a little too late because this is the first time shooting with stills. I never actually switched to shooting in RAW, so I've been shooting in JPEGs until the last couple of photos, but just based off what I got, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I'm not too into that super soft lighting look, to be honest, and because I come from a painting background, and we kind of like those harsher Rembrandt-esque lighting where we have a lot of dynamic range. We wouldn't use that word in painting, but we have a lot of dynamic range to work with in the image, and shadows are very fun to paint and describe form with, which is why, I don't know, the soft lighting look gets a little boring if you're just going to paint it all day long. But for a photograph, it looks pretty damn good. It looks professional, you know? And I guess that's just what it's like when you start shooting the trendy look. Like, if you want to look a professional videography look, just get that full frame look, you know? Movies are starting to go into that full frame, shallow depth of field look. But a lot of people a lot of traditional cinematographers don't like how shallow the depth of field is. Sometimes we actually need some context of that background. What am I talking about? Supposed to be talking about these photos. I'm also going to talk about freaking depth of field and DPs and stuff. Come on. What's wrong with me? Hope you guys enjoyed the randomness. I'm very excited about that video essay I was talking about earlier. Video essay / lens comparison video. Because that's actually something I'm passionate about. That's something I've always wanted to do, is combine the two audiences of filmmaking nerds and classical art nerds. Because that's my background. I'm a classical art fine art nerd that became a camera nerd. But now I want to merge those two together, you know, merge my origin story, if you will. I'm rambling now. Yeah, stay tuned.